What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Symone with the Sports. I'm Symone, bringing you guys the daily sports talk. So if you're new here, or if you're old here and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you turn your notification bells on because the videos are coming like boom, 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 boom. And you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the Symone with the Sports wavy tee or the Symone with the Sports classic tee. Also, the last link down below is subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes chop it up with us on the podcast. So let's get right into the video today. Woo! Big news. Well, the big news was yesterday, but you know, your girl was out work. You know, we got to pay these bills. So the big news is dropping today. The Eagles signed running back Kerryon Johnson, former Detroit Lions running back. They claimed him off waivers, signed him to about a $1.3 million deal that's non-guaranteed. So we have another running back in the arsenal. You guys know I am psyched because you guys know I've been begging for more running backs, and it looks like SIRIANNI, it looks like Shane Steichen, our new offensive coordinator, have the same mindset I do, and I knew they will. I just knew they will because the Indianapolis Colts offense feature a running back room that was diverse and that was elite and that can get the job done in multiple ways. Now, let's talk a little bit about Kerryon and the implications it means for Jordan Howard, for Boston Scott, and for our guy Miles Sanders, who a lot of you guys on Twitter have been debating what signing Kerryon means for Miles Sanders. So let's get right into it. You guys know I love a little drama. Come on now. You guys know I love drama. You guys know I love drama. So let's get right into it because I'm excited to talk about this topic. So Kerryon Johnson rushed for 1,225 yards, 8 touchdowns over 3 seasons with the Detroit Lions. He's 23 years old, going on 24. So a young guy, younger knees, perfect for the Eagles backfield. So he is a pass catcher. That is his specialty, is being a pass catcher in the backfield. He has 61 receptions for 527 yards and 3 touchdowns. To put that in perspective, our lead receptionist last season was Travis Fulgham, and he had 500 something yards. Now this guy, a running back who got pushed out by DeAndre Swift from the Detroit Lions and Adrian Peterson, he is getting those numbers done in the backfield as a pass catcher as well. So it's that eliteness that we need from these running backs that can do multiple things. Now, guys, first question that's going to come to mind from you guys is, if he's so great, why were we able to claim him off waivers? Well, look, let me explain. So Kerryon Johnson was playing with the Detroit Lions. DeAndre Swift comes in, rookie, young guy, young knees, comes in, pushes him out. Kerryon basically is like, carry on then. I'm good. I'm fine getting pushed out. I would just mentor DeAndre Swift. He was a guy who kind of was just, you know, when the media asked him, like, how you feel about getting pushed out by DeAndre? He was kind of like, I love DeAndre. I'm going to mentor him. Like, whatever I need to do for the team, I'm going to do for the team. So basically, he didn't really have that fight to really kind of, like, fight for his spot back. Then Adrian Peterson comes in. He becomes the vet in the backfield. And obviously, Kerryon kind of carry-ons and gets pushed out. So the next big question you probably are going to be asking is, what does this mean for our new rookie, Kenneth Gainwell? Kenny Gainwell, who we drafted in the 5th round out of Memphis. Kenny Gainwell is a pass-catching specialist as well, and that's one of the reasons why we drafted Kenny. Oh, I wanted to say this one last thing about Kerryon Johnson. He was Pro Football Focus second highest pass blocking graded running back. He was their second highest pass blocking graded running back last year. So the eliteness is there. So Kenneth Gainwell is also a pass catcher as well. Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen has compared him to Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines, Indianapolis Colts running back who does a lot in the backfield as a pass catcher for them. Kenneth Gainwell is compared to him a lot, and Nick Sirianni is expected to use him a lot in the same way Nyheim Hines was used. Nyheim Hines, first of all, shout out to NC State Wolfpack. You already know how we do. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to the Wolfpack. But yes, so Nyheim Hines actually led the Colts in receptions last season. Not getting into those stats, you know what I'm saying. This ain't Colts propaganda here. You know, we all about the birds. But now we have 2 pass-catching running backs in Kenneth Gainwell and also in Kerryon Johnson. Now, what does this mean for Miles Sanders? Now, obviously, Miles Sanders is supposed to be our lead guy. He's supposed to be our top guy. But of course, Doug Peterson didn't decide to run him as much last season, and it really hindered his development. That's really been hindering Miles Sanders' development. We know Miles Sanders is a young stud. We know he's a young star, but just Miles Sanders' size doesn't let him be an every down back. Now that we got Boston Scott, now that we got Kenneth, now we got Kerryon, now we got Jordan Howard going to be battling out at training camp. One of these guys is definitely going to be our third down back, and we're going to have a lot of different running backs that can create mismatches, you know, for defenses and for these linebackers, especially since we're going to be going against an elite Dallas Cowboys linebacker group twice a year. We got to have different guys in our arsenal that create different mismatches. Now, before we get into what this means for training camp, because obviously 5 guys aren't going to be on the roster, especially 5 guys that are going to be wanting that bread are going to be on the roster on the 53-man. We're going to get into who might get cut, whatever. Obviously, once we get to training camp, we'll know that more. But I just want to get in a little bit on Miles Sanders. So in 2020, Miles Sanders was the only running back with 3 or more runs of 50-plus yards. The only running back with 3 or more runs of 50-plus yards. He was the 6th most in yards per attempt at 5.3 and 9th most in yards after contact in 3.4. So Miles Sanders, we already know, can do extremely great things. The only thing is he's been extremely limited, and that's no fault of his own. That was Doug Peterson's fault. But the biggest thing when we got Nick Sirianni was, oh wow, we got Nick Sirianni, a former offensive coordinator that loves to work the running back room. That's great for Miles Sanders because now Miles Sanders is really going to break out. And then we see Nick Sirianni getting Kenneth Gainwell in the 5th round. Immediately after the draft, going and signing a guy in Kerryon Johnson who could be a star, potentially could still be a star. We see him going and drafting a guy that could be a star, a steal and a running back in Kenneth Gainwell, and going and snatching another running back in Kerryon Johnson, who's already made a semi-name for himself in the league, already shown his potential. So just basically went and snatched 2 competitors for Miles Sanders. So the question for some Eagles fans is like, dang, can Miles Sanders get a break? He just gets up under Doug Peterson, who won't run him, and now Nick Sirianni is signing 2 guys who can potentially push up on him and will definitely push up on his playing time. Even if Kerryon doesn't make the final cut, I'm almost certain Kenneth will make the cut. Almost 1,000% certain Kenneth will make the cut. Now, Kenneth and Kerryon are kind of the same guys, being the blockers, being the pass catchers that they are. They are the kind of the same guys, so I feel like they would be in competition with each other, not necessarily Miles Sanders, who's kind of like that change of pace guy. But the competition in the running back room, including Boston Scott, who's one of our most serviceable veterans in our running back room, and a guy who's been the most consistent, and Jordan Howard, that running back room is stiff. The competition is stiff. So I definitely don't see Miles Sanders getting pushed out. That's just extremely dramatic. But I can definitely see how, if I'm Miles Sanders, I would be feeling a little bit like, okay, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Doug Peterson wouldn't run you. Now you get a guy who is a running back specialist, pretty much, I would say, just the way the Indianapolis Colts were so creative with their running back room, and Nick Sirianni. And then it's like they go and grab 2 running backs quick that can be the new stars. Because come on now, Kenneth Gainwell has star potential. He's a 5th round talent, but I'm saying the guy's talent is undeniable. Freaking Kerryon Johnson, we already know the potential that he showed. It's just if he gets used right and if he's healthy. So those are 3 potential stars. I mean, Miles Sanders has already solidified our star, but those are 2 guys that can come and push up on that stardom in that running back room. So, I mean, if I'm Miles Sanders, that's just encouraging me to work a little bit harder. But, of course, we got 5 running backs right now that are really going to push for those starting spots. We already know Miles Sanders is a lot, but when it comes to Boston Scott, Jordan Howard, Kenneth, and Kerryon, those guys are really going to be fighting for that running back spot, and I love it. You guys know I love competition. And the Eagles coaching staff said they want competition everywhere. They want competition. So now we got mad competition in the wide receiver room. We got mad competition in the running back room. You could say we got a little bit of competition on the O-line and the D-line. You could say that. Some of you guys want to say we got competition in the quarterback room. I don't think so. I really don't see Jamie pushing up on Jalen Hurts. We'll see closer to the season. If anything, I see Joe Flacco pushing up, because Joe Flacco is the one with the Super Bowl ring, the one with the only experience in our quarterback room. So, but that running back room, that wide receiver room competition is going to be everywhere, and a little bit on the D-line, a little bit on the O-line as well, as these young guys try to get involved in that and get into those minutes. But when it comes to the running back room, I love to see it. You guys were saying we don't need a running back, we don't need a running back, we don't need a running back, but what's up, okay? Because obviously Nick SIRIANNI and Howie Roseman agree with me, okay? So it's going to be exciting for training camp. I love it when I'm seeing the Eagles is making moves. Like I said, Howie Roseman said we're just getting started. Now let's get started a little bit on that secondary, you know what I'm saying? Because that cornerback 2 position is still a hole. But let's see what these guys do. Guys, let me know what you think. What do you think about this competition? What do you think about our signing? Who do you think we're going to sign next? I'm just glad the Eagles is making moves, like boom, 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 boom. But make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. Shout out to everyone who bought me coffee so far. Also, make sure you check out the link to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the way BT like me. Also, make sure you turn notification bells on and subscribe to our podcast, Tough Calls. A lot of begging, a lot of begging. Bye!